All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a match between Syde versus Sock. This game taking place here on Concealed Hill, and well, it looks. I'm casting from NetEase, and it looks like the complaint about not being able to change from over here. Being, because you can't really click to see the names easily. It looks like NetEase came up with their own solution for that, but I still can't really get it into into true widescreen for some reason. There's like a little bit of extra area on the top of the screen and a little bit of extra area on the bottom of the screen. I don't know if you can quite see it. Hopefully it isn't too distracting for you. It's about like 50 pixels large, but it is noticeable, and I do apologize. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down. Syde has spawned as the blue human player over here on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, over here we have Sock spawning as the red human player. Red versus blue in an island that has no other entry points or access points. So they're fighting over positioning when in the end it doesn't really matter. Well, you know what I mean. Anyways, now Concealed Hill, one of the few maps that only has 5 gold mines. I do like Concealed Hill. People ask me what was some of my favorite maps, and I like maps that make interesting points, reasons to take the center portion, or having a bit of map control, and that's exactly what we're looking at here. If you can take the center portion of the map, you have access to gold when your opponent doesn't. That isn't always going to be the case. Waltari Jotas, thank you for tuning in. Always nice to have a little bit of viewers going on right now. WarCraft 3, well, I know it is late for the entire Europe community, but there must be some, well, North American or South American players who are still watching here, so thank you very much. As we're looking at, well, Sock now cleaning up this creep camp here, a 3-4-3 creep camp with that Archmage. Meanwhile, back on the other side, it is a Dreadlord first. We'll see if he sells that Scroll of Town Portal, picks up a Sacrificial Skull, Rod of Necromancy, and he also unsummons the Altar of Darkness. As I say that, I don't know why I'm surprised. This is Syde. Syde is known to unsummon that Altar of Darkness to get a little bit more gold and to be able to start that Ziggurat just a little bit faster. And by getting that Ziggurat a little bit faster, you can get that Nerubian Tower up faster, thereby slowing down any sort of harassment onto the haunted gold mine. Low hit point Ghoul now trying to retreat back, but it is going to get spotted by a Footman here. The Footman isn't actually going to be able to receive it though, as the Ghoul, well, down to 15 hit points. One more shot from that Footman would have taken it out, but well, Sock doesn't pay attention. Back down across over here, we are going to see Ring of Protection +4 dropped. Rod of Necromancy down. We are going to be looking at well, that haunted gold mine here. Wait for it. Wait. No, it's still not done. All right, Syde purposely staying nearby here. Now going to be moving up with his own unit now, and we can see 2 acolytes are already in position. Sock's strategy, however, going to be going in a different direction, opting to go for Claws of Attack +6, Mantle of Intelligence, and setting up an expansion of his own. Rather than try and stop his opponent's expansion, he's going to set up his own expansion, and with that, try to stay ahead of the undead that way. Unfortunately, most undead players, or most human players, are normally used to being behind a base, so being even on bases here could still be a problem. Well, Ziggurat is now going to be coming to an end here. Archmage, what's going to be happening? Haunted gold mine, is it going to end up being repaired? You can see Footmen are down here as well. There's the cancellation, there's the sleep, and the Archmage is going to have a very bad day. Well, it is going to retreat back now. Water Elemental going to try and get away from that Scroll of Town Portal. He wanted to stick around. By leaving that Water Elemental there, he could further delay that haunted gold mine, but instead, Syde comes back across, re-haunts that gold mine, and knows that the Archmage has taken a little bit of damage, already used that Staff of Teleportation, or used a Scroll of Town Portal, and he doesn't want to really engage against a Dreadlord who still has a good amount of mana. Now, Syde, one of the reasons why he likes to go for this Dreadlord strategy is he is playing on, he is playing on NetEase, and any strategy that requires a lot of micro is often rather difficult to execute. We are looking at the Haunted Goldmine, about 2/3 of the way done. Footmen now making their way back down. Dreadlord now trying to come across in over here as we are looking at ghouls trying to clear creep camps away from all of the action. Dreadlord going to be perhaps trying to come across here deep inside, and there is a, Carrion Swarm eating through many units. All right, Water Elemental has not been dropped down as of yet. Ghouls are going to try and engage. Water Elemental now dropped. Meanwhile, back down to the south here. Well, Sock is doing a great play. And I take it back. Sock is both harassing and setting up an expansion of his own. That is going to be causing major problems. Syde looks like he is going to be losing an Acolyte there. One Acolyte down. Units are still trying to make their way through. Meanwhile, Dreadlord back off to the north here. Gets up to level 3. Has plenty of mana. Is he going to turn back around and just start attacking with the bats here, so to speak? Carrion. I think Carrion. Is that crows? Okay, sorry. My wife is telling me Carrion is crows, not a swarm of bats. So, yes, Carrion swarm right there. Sorry, trying to be a little bit Batman right there, but a Dreadlord coming back away. What's up? In-game sounds may be a little bit too loud. All right, let's go ahead and fix that. Music volume down, sound effects volume down. All right, that's one of the reasons why I like being able to cast live stream, because I can't really adjust any of the audio post commentary since it's all on one audio track. Necropolis about to be done. Haunted Goldmine trying to set up for the 3rd time around here. Another Water Elemental coming in from Sock again. And this one Nerubian tower has been working overtime. The Necropolis is now done. And the Acolytes, well, they're just trying to join in on the fight, but it's not going to really seemingly work. We're going to see another cancellation as the Dreadlord is rather low on mana, doesn't have the ability to take down these footmen. Archmage has, been running around the map causing problems as Sock is setting up an expansion, and that expansion has been mining for quite a bit of time now. Dreadlord now making its way back over. We are still at Necropolis trying to get up a graveyard, and Syde, well, he is definitely behind. Most undead players want to be up by tier 2 by now. He wants to have, the Altar of Darkness. He'll also have to, Altar of Darkness to start summoning up that second, and also trying to get up that Slaughterhouse. So there is a lot of ground for Syde to try and overcome, but Syde is going to be putting pressure in many different ways. All right, let's take a look at this. Archmage could take a lot of damage once more. Are we going to see some engagement? There is slow across the board, and that could be problems. Carrion Swarm now going through once again. Dreadlord now backing away. We are seeing the Goblin Shredder going to go ahead and jump inside there, and just the right amount of units as Sock is going to be diving on into the main base here. There's not that many ghouls, one Ziggurat, no Nerubian tower, and there's going to be a lot of damage coming across here. Acolyte now going to try and get away there. You can see engagement. Goblin Shredder joining in on the fight. Low hit point Acolyte gets taken down. As well, the Goblin Zeppelin Micro is just going to be working overtime to pick up and drop off units. There goes another ghoul again. Footman now going to continue to fight back once more. As all of this cleanup happens, Syde is still falling further behind. He is using the ghouls to try and engage and harass his opponent on the opposite end of the map. But this is almost just a little bit of a race to see who can end up coming out ahead. The Dreadlord is sitting at level 4, the Archmage is sitting at 3, and the Haunted Goldmine at the expansion is finally up after what seems like forever and a day. 2,000 gold difference between these two gold mines. 2,000 gold equates to about 3 minutes of mining as the Dreadlord, does it get off? Could get a lot of kills here. No. Beautiful Zeppelin Micro. You can see multiple red footmen hiding inside. That Zeppelin really carrying its weight right now. Losing that Zeppelin, losing any of those footmen, that would be a very big deal as the Water Elemental tries to get away. I believe the slow of the towers is going to be enough to allow that Water Elemental to not be able to escape easily. Let's take a look. 53, a couple of additional ghouls in the front, going to try and gain more. Come on, there it goes. Dreadlord finally getting a little bit more experience again. Skeletal minions off to the north here. Let's take a look back down to the south. Necropolis is taking the tier 2. A lot of ghouls down over here off to the side as well, as we are going into double crypt. Double crypt strategy. That does mean we could see a lot of ghoul frenzy, maybe perhaps even gargoyles in this particular strategy. Meanwhile, the tech to tier 2 has just begun for Sock as well. All right, well, the Goblin Zeppelin is healing up many units once again. What is Syde gonna do? What is Sock's follow-up strategy here as we move on to the mid-game? All right, we're going to see, Carrion Swarm dropping right down there. That Zeppelin is dangerously getting low on hit points, down to 154. And you can't continue to just fly with a low hit point Zeppelin. You do not want to give dizziness across all of your units. Worse than that is if the Dreadlord gets a lucky Carrion Swarm onto the Goblin Zeppelin when it's over trees or over water, everything is instantly dead. That is a definite concern and problem. Zeppelin now going to go ahead and try and drop here. Let's take a look at that. Well, down to 90 hit points. And that could have been a big problem indeed. But I believe the Dreadlord was just still a bit too far away. Spirit Tower, Water Elemental, going to go ahead and slow things down here. Are we going to see some damage? Is the Dreadlord going to get that experience? Yes, he does. Dreadlord gets more experience again. 57 experience from that, from that Water Elemental. I thought Water Elementals gave 30 or 60 experience, at least level 2 variety. I've been wrong in the past. All right, Sock. What is he going? He's going for triple Griffin AV Ares and upgrading the castle. This is a telltale sign that we are going to be looking at mass Griffins, and we are probably seeing Sock. Let's take a look at his gold. Sock already sitting on 1,200 gold, and he really wants to really just surprise his opponent with using those Griffins and that magic damage. All right, with that magic damage, that is going to be a big problem. Did the Dreadlord actually steal an item? Not 100% sure. He may have picked up the Goblin or the Sentry Ward here. Archmage is now going to come across here. There is a little bit of damage. Are we going to see a perfectly lined up Carrion Swarm as the units try to back away again? You can see them slowly heading back. And well, Sock doesn't want to stick around in this fight. Dreadlord at 177 mana. Footmen are going to be backing away again. Well, Skeletal Minions scouting out the fountains of health, and the corners of the map still have yet to be cleared up. Do we have a web? No, we still do not. Temple of the Dam now coming in. Let's take a look at this. There is a Stormbolt. There's a Carrion Swarm ripping straight through, and we are going to see a lot of Vampiric Aura now working for these ghouls to their advantage. The Nerubian Tower and the Halls of the Dead causing slow across multiple units here as the Goblin Zeppelin is going to be forced to head back. Another Carrion Swarm comes through. Ghouls are trying to retreat back, but this is so much damage. Goblin Zeppelin down to 439 hit points. It looks like it was repaired. Archmage and Footman and Mountain King need to try and perhaps back up here as there goes another Footman once more. Dreadlord sitting at level 4, almost level 5. And with that, Carrion Swarm is going to be really, really strong. Sock, I guess, taking a play out of Infi's playbook from years and years ago. You can never have too many towers, and that is what we're looking at right there. Skeletal minions purposely down to try and aggro the fountain so that there isn't any free healing. Now, a couple of things to note. Animal War Training is getting added. I don't believe, no, we are getting weapons upgrades. It is going to soon be 2-0 upgrades on those Griffins, and this is going to be one of those situations. How many Griffins does Sock go for? You want perhaps about 4 to 6 Griffins. You want enough Griffins to really burst down, take down those ghouls, but you don't want to so overcommit into Griffins that you end up being able to be easily countered once again by a single unit. That could be the problem here. Dreadlord, is going to be able to catch any of these units? That is the big question right there. There's another Carrion Swarm trying to go through. Skeletal minions show up as the units are now engaging and just trying to fight every which way. Are we going to see a Stormbolt onto the Dreadlord, engaging back and forth here? Death Knight, the Death Coil onto a Footman. The Footman, both sides gaining a little bit of experience, and that's really what we're looking at right now as the units are trying to come back. However, we now see, well, Griffins in the air. Death Knight is in serious trouble. Sleep onto the Mountain King as the Death Knight running for the hills, and he will be able to escape. Sleep on the Mountain King was key to deny any sort of Stormbolt to stop that Death Knight and have those follow-up attacks. We are now going into Gargoyles, the perfect counter, off using dual crypts to deal with those Griffins, and this is exactly the issue. Sock going for 5 Griffins with that Storm Hammers. They'll be able to easily eat all of the ghouls, but once the ghouls are gone, well, he has to deal with an army of Griffins that are in the air. We are also going into Meat Wagons, and Syde is bringing Necro Wagon back if you haven't seen his play in recent games. All right, bringing Necro Wagon back all the time, just trying to overwhelm. However, Meat Wagons are heavy armored units. They do take a lot of damage from these Griffins, or sorry, yeah, from the Griffins. The Gargoyles will have to try and protect. As we take a look, Dreadlord is right there. Are we going to perhaps see a sleep? Let's take a look at this. There's the Carrion Swarm trying to go after those units. Gargoyles are going to try and dive in after that Griffin. The Griffin down to 234 hit points as the Gargoyles deal 61 to 70 damage. However, without Unholy Aura to give a little bit of a movement speed boost, they are just not going to be able to catch up. All right, in the center portion of the map, Paladin got up to level 2 already. We see Endurance Aura, a big item for that Mountain King. Divine Shield, 5 Griffins up in the air, as the battles are going to be continuing here in just a moment. There goes one. Gargoyles are going to try and back away here. There's a Stormbolt onto one Gargoyle. Gargoyle easily gets burst out as the Mountain King says, well, you can't dodge me that easily. Griffin, 2-0 upgrades. Flying Machines also joining in on the fight as well. We are looking at Necromancers with their magic attack. So oddly enough, the Necromancers with their magic attack are going to be effective against the Flying Machines. We have double Obsidian statues, 76 over 80 supply coming in from Syde. All of this from 2 crypts, and I believe 1 altar of, or 1 temple of the dam and 1 slaughterhouse. All right. Infi towers coming in, 1, 2, 5 towers already coming across here in just a moment. Oh, a huge Carrion Swarm ripping through many of the peasants, pretty much gonna get taken down here as the Dreadlord tries to get or finish off these peasants here. Meanwhile, siege engines, tanks falling from the sky, causing problems as the Griffins are going to be able to push through and take down this haunted gold mine. Black Citadel not very well protected. Let's take a look. Siege engines. Are these units going to be able to retreat back? Oh, a little bit of slow. There goes one Griffin already, finishing off this last Goblin Zeppelin. There it goes as the, well, Gargoyle is going to have a difficult time trying to finish off some siege engines. Now, we can take a look. Syde's army is meant to be split. Meanwhile, Sock's army is not. Sock is going to be keeping all of his units together. Meanwhile, the Gargoyles were here to try and protect while damage was being... well, let's take a look here. Meat Wagon. We're going to start lobbing some attacks, finishing things off. We are coming in. There's the Scroll of Town Portal, and we are looking at the skeletal minions already here, ready to go. Carrion Swarm ripping through many of those flying machines, and all of a sudden the flying machines look significantly weaker. There's a big thunderclap coming in from the Mountain King. Let's take a look. Flying machine's going to try to dive on through, finish off some of those units. Gargoyles trying to take down some of those units again. Cripple onto the Griffin Riders, and that cripple onto the Griffin Riders was absolutely huge to try and slow down. The problem with Gargoyles is that they are melee. However, if you cripple them so they're moving at 25% movement speed, well, that's exactly what you need. Gargoyles trying to figure out the flying machines. However, the Griffins are really what they need to be trying to take down, as level 3 on the Paladin and level 3 on the Mountain King complete. All right, Dreadlord is sitting at level 6. We could be seeing an Infernal being summoned here. Obsidian statues in the back. Gargoyles are here ready to engage. Units are trying to back up. There goes another Gargoyle out of the sky. A big thunderclap coming back across the other way as the Dreadlord could be calling in some units. Well, calling in that unit here. All right, Mountain King could be in trouble. Death Coil finishing off that Paladin right there. Mountain King up to level 5 now. Dreadlord doesn't have enough mana to finish off. Staff of Sanctuary saves as the Obsidian statue going to get taken down as well. Griffin's going straight after the Obsidian statue. That is important, as the Obsidian statues are heavy armored as well, taking bonus damage. There goes the Archmage, level 4 on the Death Knight, as the Dreadlord is taking control of this game here. Flying machines need to back up. So many heroes lost from Sock, as the Death Knight is at 4 and the Dreadlord is at 6. All right, what do you do when you have an army of skeletal minions that really are expendable? You dive them into a whole bunch of towers, hoping you can finish off some real units, and that's what we're seeing right here. All right, Archmage is resurrected at level 5. Death Knight is nearby. Obsidian statue really needs to get repaired. We are looking at an Archmage sitting at level 5 here. It doesn't want to be spotted at all, as we can see more Staff of Sanctuary heading back. All right, the Fountains of Health are clear, but the Obsidian statue is the unit that needs to get healed up. Gargoyles, 49 over 70 supply. Meanwhile, we're looking at an Archmage sitting at level 5. Triple Griffins. Mountain King is back here, ready to go. Paladin should be near resurrection. Well, it took a little bit of time doing that, as we're looking at one Obsidian statue down to 72 hit points. Really should be, I don't know why it's not moving, but it really should be moving with the rest of this undead army. Back on Blight, perhaps get some repairs and ready to go. Graveyard does generate its own skeletons, and well, the meat wagon goes ahead and picks them up. All right. 7,200 gold here, 650 gold here. The center gold mine may be incredibly important. Flying machines still flying around. Syde sitting on 900 gold right now. Finally going into low upkeep. Sock sitting at 50. Both sides are about the same. They're attempting to reload and get into this match. Now, with so much infrastructure on triple Griffin aviaries, it's very rare that Sock's actually going to be able to use all 3 of these. Meanwhile, Undead still has the option to unsummon a couple of buildings if gold does start to become tight. Dreadlord is sitting at level 6. We have not seen the Infernal be dropped down as of yet, but then again, the majority of the units are in the air. I don't believe Infernals stun air units. I believe it's only the ground units there, as the Griffins are going to just try and run on by. All right, more Necropolis. Necromancers are here, ready to go. Let's take a look. There's Cripple, and this is gonna perhaps maybe the forced engagement that we were looking for. No, Skeletal Minion's gonna go ahead and just end up getting taken down very quickly. You don't want to give the Archmage level 6 mass teleport. Mobility is such a key thing in this matchup. Dreadlord about to try and fight again. The Griffins, well, it's big damage there. There is that stun coming down. There is a Thunderclap. Staff of Sanctuary trying to save some of those other units, but the Cripple doing so much damage for making it difficult to try and escape. By having that Cripple in play, it's essentially working like Frost Nova coming in from the Lich. It is making it difficult to try and retreat. We are going to see Infernal just end up getting taken down here by mass towers, as we are looking at Sock. Oh, beautiful flank here on the turnaround. Units are going to try and be forced to run on by. Carrion Swarm moving through, as the flying machines are trying to eat their way through as well. More Cripple coming down. Knights chasing after units again. And Syde is in trouble. Dreadlord sitting at level 7. Death Knight sitting at level 4. But the army was just out of position right there, and Syde could end up losing more and more. An easy to kill Obsidian statue right in position. More Cripples could go down. Death Knight is now at 5. And let's take a look. Dreadlord. Oh, there goes another Thunderclap as the Paladin sits at level 3. Griffin Riders trying to escape away. Does able to teleport again, as you see another Thunderclap, well, rain down and slow things up again. Water Elemental going to easily get taken down. Some of those Obsidian statues are still alive and well, as we're looking at the Archmage, Mountain King, Paladin. They cannot allow this expansion to hold steady. But Sock doesn't have much he can do about it, since he's forced into fighting an engagement right here. Holy Light saves that Knight temporarily, as they're still making their way back again. Death Knight, well, more units making their way in. Mountain King, with constantly getting crippled, it is going to lose more as the Archmage gets taken down. All right, Archmage is now down. Are we going to see another cripple onto that Mountain King? No, we do not. We can see that the peasants are joining in on the fight. Knight trying to finish things up again, as we're looking at, well, more units still fighting back and forth. Peasants still joining in on the battle here. Necromancer should be able to easily finish some things off here. And as the Archmage is now back out onto the field, Death Knight, what is it going to really try and do? Is it going to be able to finish off the Archmage? No, Archmage able to stay alive. Probably still has Staff of Sanctuary as the Archmage tries to flank back away the other way. Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 42-14. It gets taken down. And all of a sudden, after losing a level 6 Archmage, Sock is back in control, taking down a level 5 Death Knight. However, a level 3 Paladin could be next on the list of heroes to die, as this Paladin is trying to escape again. All right, Mountain King constantly trying to run back here. You can see low hit point Knight, Staff of Sanctuary going to save. There's a sleep onto the Paladin. Archmage is going to be able to Staff of Sanctuary. Yes, it does. And it's Staff of Sanctuaries away the level 3 Paladin. All right. Staff of Sanctuary winning games. No surprises there. But does Syde have a big enough of a lead by holding this center base? He needs to find some acolytes, move them over. There are gargoyles in position. Death Knight is... Oh yeah, altar is over. No, altar is right here. I'm trying to re-haunt this gold mine. It must have been taken out earlier, and when I wasn't paying attention, my apologies. As we're looking at, well, 3 mining here, and, well, soon to be 5 mining here as well. All right, crazy game. Skeletal minions, skeletal mage minions trying to finish off some of those units. Dreadlord could just try and drop down another Infernal and finish things off. Wait, no, Staff of Teleportation. Where is it going to try and go? It teleports here, and it's just going to hold here, it appears. 48 over 80 supply, and just try to hold at this location. Mountain King does not have Orb of Fire, cannot take down any of those units. Griffins are going to be coming across. There's a big Thunderclap. Gargoyle trying to chase down after those units. There is a meat wagon in the back. Necromancers are enough to constantly drop in additional units as the Gargoyles are chasing after those flying machines. All right, Dreadlord could be in a little bit of trouble. Holy Light trying to save more units. Big Thunderclap across the back. Infernal with, well, the temporary stun. Now just trying to do more damage still. Archmage has level 2 Burns Auras, should have mass teleport at this point, as the Dreadlord is just trying to, save this expansion. It needs to hold this base for the victory, and if the game is going to continue to go long. Archmage now down to 312 hit points. Staff of Sanctuaries on the Archmage and Paladin is going to make it difficult to finish off any of those units. As you can see, the Mountain King is almost at level 6 as well. Water Elementals, well, is going to get the last shot. Yes, it does. It gets the last shot. They're now going to try to go after a different Obsidian statue. We're going to see the Acolytes attempting to repair it. Is it going to be enough? Gosh, down to 21 hit points as the Acolytes are able to repair that precious Obsidian statue. All right, once again, I've said having center mines are incredibly important for map control. Having a place where you can have 2 bases and you pretty much can guarantee your opponent cannot have 2 bases based on the limitations of the map creates interesting battles in the center portion of the map here. Are we going to see a cripple? Yes. Knight now moving very slow indeed, down to 704 hit points. However, though, knocking back at the other side again as a Necromancer going to get taken down. All right, Necromancer pretty much going to get lost here. Are we going to see a cripple? Cripple onto the Mountain King. Paladin gets up to level 4 now, as the Dragonhawk Riders are here. Dragonhawk Riders quickly shackle down those gargoyles. 3 quick shackles. Gargoyles trying to, well, turn the tide by finishing off some of those other units and switching them back the other way. All right, Death Knight now back ready here on the battlefield, sitting at level 5. Doesn't have an Orb of Darkness. Death Coils one of those Dragonhawk Riders to take them down with combination of the Dreadlord's Carrion Swarm. All right, Death Knight now needs to slip away down to 177 hit points. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability used in time as we're still continuing to battle this out. Thank you, WarCraft toy, for the follow. Dragonhawk Rider is going to finish off more Necromancers again. More sleeping. Mountain King sleeping on the job, as we should be seeing a little bit of an engagement here. Dragonhawk Rider is going to finish off the Obsidian statues. There it goes, as we're looking at 32 supply compared to, well, gotta switch it back over. 30, so it is still anyone's game. Dreadlord now being forced to pull back here. 6-6-4 going up against a 9-9-5 as the Dragonhawk Riders going to start eating away at the reminiscences of this base. All right. Death Knight, Dreadlord gonna engage against this Knight here, who is gonna have more healing. Dreadlord is starting to heal up a little bit more and more. Knight being forced to back up again. And we're looking at, well, this expansion in the center portion of the map. Syde needed to hold on to it for the win, wasn't able to easily do it. But then again, there is no mining by Sock. All right, a little bit of a blessing in disguise, because Syde was delayed in mining this expansion, and it even lost a little bit for some time. He still has 6 minutes of mining left over here on the bottom right. All right. Death Knight, oh, in trouble now. Death Knight trying to run away. We could see another Stormbolt. There's a sleep there. Death Knight, level 3 Unholy Aura. I pretty much never expect to see Raze dead. The Death Knight doesn't really want that ability, and the Acolytes are going to be able to mine again. All right, this is still crazy that Acolytes are still able to mine across here. We're looking at a 48 over 80 supply, and the Necromancers, or the unit's going to try to mine away again. And the, well, Dragonhawk Riders were like, weren't we just here? Didn't we just finish a battle here? Why are there still units mining at this spot? There goes one Dragonhawk Rider. Death Knight could be in trouble, down to 222 hit points, trying to escape away. Holy Light saves at 26. 6 hit points, as the Mountain King still sleeping on the job. Anti-magic shell working out very well. Skeletal minions are going to start joining in on the battle as well. Cripple coming across still, as the peasants are now trying to head away once more. Death Knight low on hit points, going to be rejoining in on the fight. Is the Dreadlord actually going to get to level 10? That is the question, as we see a Thunderclap. Mountain King with a huge Thunderclap trying to finish things off. Gargoyle still coming across here. Knights still making their way over. Tome of Relics will Staff of Sanctuary to try and save a Knight there. Tomb of Relics was taken down, as the Gargoyles are still, well, looking to fight some additional targets. All right, Archmage, well, probably wishes that the Mountain King and or the Paladin had an Orb of Fire, and that may be the difference, not having an Orb of Fire right now, as you see that the Archmage is just, oh, Staff of Teleportation to try and get back out, Staff of Teleportation to get back in. Death Knight is here. Gargoyle gonna end up, well, perhaps finishing off an Acolyte down to 11 hit points. It does get taken down, but a little bit more bonus experience again for the Dreadlord and the Death Knight. Back off to the north, Knight and Paladin is currently Staffed of Sanctuary, trying to recover a bit of hit points. Mining still happening. 2 bases to 0 for Sock, and Sock is starting to lose this war of attrition. Lane, good to see you again. Archmage now making its way back down. 664 going up against a Dreadlord with anti-magic shell. Death Knight about here, ready to go, ready to engage. There is a sleep, there is the Infernal, and that is the GG. Sock loses to Syde after a marathon game here on Concealed Hill. Great matchup. I promise I didn't know anything about the game. I just knew that Concealed Hill and maps where there is an odd number of gold mines can cause a lot of interesting interactions in the center portion of the map, and that's exactly what we saw here. Really, Syde was much more efficient. He had a lot of guard towers, and he held on to his locations very well. Staff of Sanctuaries also constantly teleporting units back, denying kills on knights and heroes was incredibly important, but he wasn't ever able to slowly finish off the job. Also, not being able, or Syde knowing that his opponent was going for barracks and going for griffins and going for flying machines, knew that it wasn't going to be easy to tech switch into arcane sanctums and priests. Without the priest, without the spell magic, and without spell breakers to remove that cripple, the Gargoyles were able to execute their game plan, and the skeletal minions and mages were just causing traffic all around the map, and also giving a little bit of bonus damage. In the end, that was it. Human is under a great disadvantage to Undead. Human and Undead, still a great matchup. I really think Syde was just able to present a strategy, executed his game plan very well, and he was able to kind of control and zone out Sock. Syde often had his armies in different places. His gargoyles in one place and his dreadlord, obsidian statues, and necromancers in another, as opposed to Sok, who had the majority of his units all next to each other. And even though Sok did a lot of damage with his primary army, the fact that Syde didn't keep his army together and still was able to effectively do damage was a big deal. All right. Okay. Nope. I guess I need to see English. Anyways, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want more Warcraft 3 content, definitely check out the rest of my videos on YouTube. That is all the time I have for today. Definitely follow me on Twitch if you like my content, and subscribe to me on YouTube as well, where I have literally thousands of hours. Once again, thank you.